is the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast.
Hello again, good people. Welcome to another edition of the Celebrity Afterlife Report, the only show on the internet that gives you the up-to-the-minute gossip about all your favorite deceased celebs. You know, after the arrival frenzy of last week, you'd kind of expect things to slow down a little this week. Well, yeah, we don't have as many high-profile arrivals to the next world to report to you, but we do have updates on some of our recent stories. That's pretty cool, too. So, what do you say we make it happen, Cap'n? Last week's biggest celebrity to arrive in the afterlife was, of course, Prince. No sooner was the purple one officially welcomed to his new existence than he was surprised by David Bowie, who came out onto the arrival stage with him. Bowie invited Prince to appear at the show he will be putting on soon in iVironment to make up for the one he had to cut short when he was electrocuted mid-song a few weeks ago. Prince accepted the invite, and some have been speculating that he may not be the only high-profile musician to appear at the show. Well, it turns out those speculations were correct. Appearing on a Next World TV news show, Bowie teased the fact that there will be several big names performing with him. Try as the reporters might, they couldn't coerce Bowie into naming any of them. Ziggy Stardust would only say that it would be a lineup unlike anything the afterlife has ever seen before. Considering that the next world is eternal, that's a pretty big promise. But many are saying they think the show will rival the original Woodstock. Everyone, it seems, has his or her own list of who they think will be there, but so far, no one has gone on the record with a list of names. The show is going to happen sometime in the next few weeks, so we will have full coverage of it as soon as I get it from my Next World sources. This one sounds like it's going to be one for the ages. Former American President Ronald Reagan seems to be pulling out all his stops in his bizarre ongoing attempt to embarrass his earthly plane wife, Nancy. We've been following this story for weeks now, ever since Mrs. Reagan transitioned to the afterlife. Many were surprised when Ronnie was a no-show for her welcoming ceremony. They were even more surprised when the Gipper made no attempt at all to contact his wife in the days and weeks after her arrival. We then found out that he was apparently trying to woo Marilyn Monroe, and paparazzi caught him sneaking out of her apartment building in the early morning hours. As it turned out, however, the Some Like It Hot star told Ron she wasn't interested in a long-term relationship with him, snubbing him for fellow former Commander-in-Chief John Kennedy. Now, Nancy Reagan called her spouse a bastard for treating her like he was. It looked like Ron's image was tarnished until he bounced back by hooking up with Kennedy's wife, Jackie. The two have been seen out and about on several occasions in the past few weeks, and eyewitnesses say that they are looking very lovey-dovey. Then came a new twist in the story. Ronnie and Jackie were seen in an upscale restaurant the other evening, and observers say that Jackie looked a little different. According to my sources, it is very apparent that Mrs. Kennedy has had breast surgery. The Next World tabloids went crazy with photos of Jackie's new superstructure, with some plastic surgeons quoted in the articles as saying that she appears to be at least a D-cup now. Some are whispering that the bosom enhancement has made the chic former First Lady look a little trashy. I can't wait to hear what Nancy Reagan has to say about this latest development. Speaking of surgical enhancement, former Earthly Plane TV evangelist Tammy Faye Bakker has reportedly undergone the surgeon's knife in preparation for her new upcoming TV show, Tammy's Court. Sources tell me that in addition to having a facelift, a brow lift, and a skin abrasion, Tammy has also hired a fashion consultant who has told her to drastically tone down her famously over-the-top makeup and get a new wardrobe. People who've seen the new Tammy say that if you didn't know she was the same woman whose look was such a joke back in the 80s, you'd have no idea who she was. Now, obviously, she is doing all this to look as good as she can for the new show, which is going to start airing on Afterlife TV in the next few weeks. But some are whispering that there may be a new special someone in her life. As regular listeners know, Tammy has been single since she dumped her erstwhile fiancé, Merv Griffin, when she found out he had conspired with baseball legend turned radio shock jock Babe Ruth about a publicity stunt for their respective shows behind her back. You know, who knows? Maybe her new look will result in new luck in romance for Tammy. Several weeks ago, astronaut Jim Mitchell, the sixth man to walk on the moon, moonwalked off the show NASA on Ice after having frequent problems with skating while wearing a costume that resembled his old spacesuit. There was a great deal of speculation about who would replace him in the traveling show. Many were caught completely off guard when the new cast member turned out to be Hervé Villechaize, the little person actor made famous by his part as Tattoo on TV's Fantasy Island. If they were surprised by the unexpected casting, they were even more surprised that Hervé is a world-class ice skater. Now comes word from my Next World sources that this new role for him is leading to some other casting opportunities. There has been talk in Afterlife showbiz circles for some time now about producing a version of Game of Thrones for the Next World audience. Word is that Villechaize is on the shortlist to get the part played by Peter Dinklage in the Earthly Plane production. Now, friends are saying that Hervé is very interested, as he feels that because of his height, he never got the chance to really show off his acting chops when he was alive. You know, I'd say that he has some big shoes to fill, but okay, that's it for episode 99 of the Celebrity Afterlife Report. I'm going to have to take the next week or two off from the show to handle some family business. It's nothing serious, but it is going to keep me away from my studio. Do not despair, my friends. I will return, and as always, I will have the most up-to-the-minute gossip about all your favorite deceased celebs to report to you. I will be counting the days until we meet again. In the meantime, you can help spread the word about the show by telling friends and family that it's available for free on iTunes. Let's meet back here in a couple of weeks. I am the Celebrity Medium. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast. To ask a question about your favorite deceased celebrity, call 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-369-3732.